I'm back with another video, and I forgot to talk about this earlier on in the video about the playoff video, but the Sixers fired Coach Brett Brown. Do I believe? I feel like I don't think they should have fired him. I feel like he was actually a good coach. He developed. I mean, yeah, Ben Simmons can't shoot, but he's only shot in barely any threes. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like his confidence isn't enough to shoot threes. I mean, you got a big man like Embiid to shoot threes when I don't think traditionally he would shoot threes. But when it comes down to that, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, even though that Tobias Harris thing hasn't worked out and everything. I feel like those are front office problems. Giving him 180 million, I didn't even think that was right to do back then because I didn't understand the usefulness of Tobias Harris and Brett Brown. I feel like if you were gonna fire him, I want to see something that's positively his fault. I feel like if Ben Simmons was there, that could have easily went 5 to 6. Um, but they didn't have enough firepower, and the fact that they had the nerve to fire him this year, even though last year was probably their most demoralizing year, I think every Sixers fan knew they were losing that first round. I don't care who you were. I don't care if you were Kevin Hart or a hometown fan or whatever. You knew they were losing. Come on. But it's the I think that they just were like, oh, they didn't fight hard enough in 4 games. Literally, Boston was kicking y'all butts. Okay, you couldn't do anything. I mean, what were you gonna do? I really want to ask that question to the Sixers front office. What were you gonna do if they went an extra game, game 5, game 6? Were you guys still gonna be all right? We're gonna fire him this year. Was he already on the hot seat? Because we don't know. Because it was just random. Like this year, it was like, and then as soon as they went down 3-0, we were kind of like throwing around the word fire, bad coach. Um, I didn't, but I know there were some people that were in the basketball community, and even Stephen A. Smith. I was like, you're high. You need to stay off the weed. That's ridiculous to think of because I believe that he is a good athlete. Well, whoa. I believe that Embiid and Ben Simmons are good athletes, but they are the ones that should be held accountable for them being as not good as they were. I mean, what were they? The 6th seed? I'm trying to think what seeding they were. I think they were the 6th seed, but they weren't doing anything. They weren't doing anything, and I don't care how good your team is on paper. If your team is a perennial championship team, apparently, and you guys go to the 6th seed, that has nothing to do with the coach. On paper, that's a good team, but it ends up being Tobias Harris is garbage. Okay, I don't want to throw around the board garbage, but he is garbage. Joel Embiid is a great player. I think he was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, even though we all knew he wasn't going to win it. But Ben Simmons, another guy that was in the Defensive Player thing, but we knew he wasn't going to win it. I mean, it's really Anthony Davis and Giannis, which I don't know why, because, I mean, they only have random games with like 5 blocks, and they kind of just go, and people go crazy about it. And the funny part is, Ben Simmons was leading in steals, and I feel like he can do some stuff on the defensive end too. So I'm kind of, I mean, obviously James Harden leads now because he got injured, but it was kind of weird to see that they never said anything about him being leading in steals until James Harden kind of undercut him. But I really don't know what to think about this. Do I think Brett Brown should have been fired? I feel like they had to have a bigger reason other than, an injured team can't get past a flaming hot Boston Celtics team. Like, you guys need to stop. I mean, seriously, you got to have a better reason than that. You really do. You cannot have a pointless reasoning on something like this. This is something that should be. Look, I get it if they fire him or whatever, but the fact that they did it just because they lost in 4, that's what really cuts me. I mean, I'm cheesed. I am really cheesed. Like, I don't even want them. I don't want. Okay. Again, I will talk about the coaching situation, like the Alvin Gentry video. What coach are you guys going to get? I don't know a lot of coaches that are still out there and they are a championship coach. You're going to need a championship coach if you want to hold Ben Simmons accountable to get that jump shot, get Joel Embiid's speed, not really speed, but stamina. And also, get Tobias Harris off that team, bro. He's just dragging y'all asses down. I don't want to say that about Tobias. That's the homie. But you're making way too much money to be playing that trash. Bro, tell me one game that you said, oh my God, Tobias Harris. It was all Joel Embiid. That's the dude you should be firing. Find a trade immediately. He's the one who should be on the hot seat because I feel like Tobias Harris probably could have gotten them a game if he was playing. Because it's like he's not playing. You might as well give him no minutes. All $180 million. And you don't even deserve minutes? That's crazy. There's a reason why I haven't been on the 76ers a lot because I felt like, hey, trust the process. Fine, I'll leave y'all alone. And every year you guys disappoint me. First it was losing Jimmy Butler. Then it was getting Tobias Harris a $180 million contract. Even getting Tobias Harris, even though he was on a pretty minimum contract at that point. Just the Ben Simmons not being able to shoot. Then you gave Ben Simmons a massive contract. I think a really big max. Joel Embiid has a big amount of money. It was getting to a Warrior standpoint where it was like, hey, you probably shouldn't be giving all that money to all those people, but they still were doing it, and it was ridiculous. It was so bad. I don't want to see another team try to blame it on the coach when it's very much a player and front office type thing. You know, it was kind of just like the Alvin Gentry, except it's different because Alvin Gentry made that team really good this season. Brett Brown did not make this team very good, but I feel like I think he wasn't on the hot seat during the season. I know nobody was talking about firing him. I think it was just everybody like, this Philadelphia team is underperforming. It wasn't he's making them underperform. It was just them just being horrible. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on because, I mean, this conversation could go on forever. because I'm really tired of the Sixers. You guys are never winning a championship. And then they had the nerve to say, I'm trying to build around Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, but you gave them max contracts. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when all that money is tied up? All right, it already is. Then you paid Tobias Harris $180 million. Don't know why. I don't know, bro. Then you lost Jimmy Butler. Yeah, you gave Al Horford a horrible deal. I forgot all about that. But anyway, that's just been it. See you guys later.